Hey guys, so today's blue look is inspired by Halsey. She had this beautiful blue eye makeup look on her Instagram and I just had to recreate it, so here it is. For primer, I combined the Nivea Men Sensitive Cool Post Shave Balm and the Urban Decay Pore Perfecting Complexion Primer Potion. To exfoliate my lips, I used this mint lip scrub from Lush, and then to hydrate my lips, I used a Fresh Sugar Hydrating Balm. For foundation, I used my Maybelline Fit Me Dewy Smooth foundation in the color 225 Medium Buff, and I just dotted that all over my face and on my neck, and then I used my Real Techniques Beauty Blender just to work that into the skin. To conceal my under eyes, I used the Benefit Boing Concealer in the color 03, and I applied this under my eyes, just patting it in with my finger, and I also used this concealer down the center of my face and on my chin, and then I just finished working it into my skin using my Real Techniques Beauty Blender. To set my concealer, I just used my Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent Extra Coverage, and I just used my Real Techniques Beauty Blender to apply that to the face. And I applied it everywhere I put my concealer. I then did my eyebrows off camera, and for my eyeshadow primer, I used my Morphe eyelid primer in the color Translucent, and I just applied a little bit to the eyelids, and then I just patted it in with my finger. To set the primer, I used the Bretman Color Pop Collab, and I used the wet palette, and I used the color Skinny Legend, and I just applied that all over my lid. As a transition color, I then used Finished with the question mark, and I applied this color a little bit onto the lid and definitely in the crease, and I extended the color into the crease all the way into the inner corner of the eye and a little bit in the outer corner, kind of trying to make like a V shape. And I just blended this in as much as I could. I then used the Morphe James Charles Collab, his palette, and I used the color Playground, and I applied this color into the crease, and I went from the outer corner of the eye all the way into the inner corner of the eye. And I tried to make the outer corner kind of like into a V, and then I used a fluffy brush and I just blended this out as much as I could to make it try to make it so there's no edges or harsh lines. For the lid, I went into the same James Charles palette and I used the color Cola, and I applied that all over the lid. I tried to really pack on the color, and then I blended it up into the crease and tried to blend the crease and the lid color into one, so you really couldn't tell that there were any harsh lines, but I did try to leave a little bit of playground peeking up from under the cola color. I then went in with the color Acapella and I applied that color all over the lid, and I really tried to pack it onto the center of the lid just so the like sparkle of the eyeshadow could really pop and make the center of my eyelids really pop. Now to make my eyelids really pop, I went back into Bretman's wet palette and I used the color Mood, and I applied this color just to the center of my lids, and I really tried to pack on the color so it could really make my eyelids pop. I then went back into James Charles palette and I used the color Spooky in a very flat angled brush to very lightly line the upper lash line and to kind of give a tiny bit of a smoky effect, and to also make my eyelashes look a little bit more fuller than they actually are. I then just used my eyelash curler to curl my upper eyelashes, and I used just any mascara that I had and just apply the mascara, and I tried to really focus and pack on the mascara on the outer corners of my eyelashes just to give a more fuller lash effect. I then used Tarte's Pro Glow palette and I used the bronzer shade to bronze up my face and to contour my cheeks. And I also used this bronzing powder to contour my nose a little bit. And I also focused a lot of the bronzing on my forehead and the bottom of my like cheek area, my neck area, I guess. No, it's like the bottom of my cheeks. And I did this just to kind of slim down my face a little bit more. Going back to that same palette, I used the highlight shade and I highlighted my entire face. And when I mean my entire face, I mean my entire face. I highlighted my cheekbones above the brow above the brow, my cupid's lip or upper lip, my chin, and I really extremely like went in on the highlighter to highlight my nose. I then used the same mascara that I used earlier and I just applied the mascara to my bottom lashes. Then using a small pointed pencil brush, I went back into James Charles palette and I used a mixture of 10% off and no beans to do the faux or fake freckles. And this is pretty easy. You just make a bunch of dots on your face. They can vary in size and in darkness. And then to kind of blend them more into the skin, I just used my beauty blender. Didn't apply any more product on it, just used what was left on it, and I patted my face just to kind of blend out the fake freckles. And then finally for the lips, I used a mixture of two different kinds of nudes. I used the darker nude first all over my lips, but focusing on the outer edges and the outer corners of my lips. And then using the lighter nude, I applied that to the center of the lips just to kind of give it a fuller effect. And then I just used a generic clear lip gloss that I have. And I did apply it all over the lips, but I tried to focus a little bit more of that lip gloss on the center of the lips just to kind of give the effect of having fuller lips. So this is the final look, friends. I really liked how it turned out. I think it looks pretty darn good compared to Halsey's eye makeup. I really like the pop of color and how it's just so simple to do. It's nothing too dramatic, but it looks pretty dramatic. Anyways, I apologize for not putting up any videos. There are absolutely no excuses. The truth is, I've just been lazy. But I promise to try to put up more videos. But anyways, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope you like this video and please let me know anything you'd like to see on my channel. Thanks again for stopping by and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!